Let's go. Let's do this. Let's go live, Tube. What's up with this platform? I said let's go live. Where's the picture? Somebody get audio on this damn project. Who's running this shit? Hornswoggle? Who's running this? Tony Khan? Triple H? Pinocchio Schnoz McGee? Is it Sethington? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I got picture. Now I need sound. Let's go. Unit! What's rocking? BC is live. My amplified unit here. I got channel members, chat. Hopefully my entire red team and gold team can rock out with BC right before Monday Night Raw. I'll be with you guys for at least a full hour. I'm not sticking around for Monday Night Raw itself. I'll be doing my due diligence. I'll be doing my notes. I'll be coming back tomorrow with the full review. I almost said 3 hours. I'm not spending 3 hours on this shit tonight. Lately, it's been 1 page of notes because the shows have been that bad because Paul Levesque sucks at booking. Paul Levesque, Schnoz McGee, is not going to relive his glory days of black and gold. It's not happening. What's up, unit? I came on basically on time. I think I was 60 seconds late, maybe. Let me put on my earbuds if you don't mind. Playback is good for you guys, so I'm going to put in playback for BC. Put in the earbuds. Thank you. So for my entire, that sounds good. All right, for my entire amplified unit, red team, gold team, every single body that's going to catch this live stream, either live or the thousands that'll catch it later. Salute to all you guys, man. I got a fresh Frappuccino from the fine folks at Starbucks ready to rock out. Mocha! This is the mocha flavor. I also got the fine folks at Clearly Canadian coming through for BC. This is the Orchid Peach Seltzer Soda. That's the... Oh, man. I can't wait for that shit either, man. I got my coffee. I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to rock out with my entire unit. However, the chat is for my channel members. This is a thank you to my gold team, my gold unit. So, JR9 Gaming says, Tommaso Ciampa is backstage tonight, set to return with DIY. All right. What are we doing? Reliving black and gold? Yay! Am I supposed to throw a fucking parade now? Are we going to act like this is going to do anything with the tag division? If there's no proper booking for a tag division, it doesn't matter what tag teams. You could bring back Demolition in their prime. You could bring back Road Warrior Hawk and reform the Legion of Doom. The Road Warriors in their prime. It won't fucking matter. You can bring back the Harlem Heat, Stevie Ray and Booker T. You can bring back the Rockers, the Hart Foundation, the Killer Bees, the Fabulous Rougeaus. It ain't gonna matter. And by the way, I told you guys just last week in the podcast, JR9, everyone in my amp unit, did I not tell you Tommaso is looking in ring shape, ready to go? I saw him at Epcot. A few weeks ago. Last week, I believe I told you guys the story. I was passing by him. He was in the World Showcase. It's at Epcot down in Orlando, Florida. You go around the world. To each country's representation, you drink their drinks. You eat their food. He had his family with him. Little Willow, his daughter, and his wife. So I didn't want to go up and say, hey, Tommaso, man, what's up, man? BC Amplified, I cover your matches. I think you're great, man, so I can't wait for you to return, man. Yep, we'll be looking out, man. Enjoy the day. You know, I didn't want to do one of those fucking weird stopping chats. I'm not one of those people that gives a fuck about running up to people in public. Even if I admire them, I'm going to let them go about their day. The dude's with his family trying to eat. But he was looking in immaculate shape. So Tommaso Ciampa, I told you guys last week, I said, this dude's ready to, it looks like he's ready to come back now. Oddly enough, there was a brace, I think, on his leg. I think he had like an arm injury, didn't he? But there was a brace, like a little, what do you call those? Compression kind of sheets on his leg. So I don't know if that, it was like his knee. So I don't know if he had like an ankle injury, arm, I forget. But this was around his like knee, I believe. Right? It wasn't an arm. I forgot his injury. Whatever his fucking injury was, the brace was on the opposite fucking limb. So I don't know if that was a different type of an injury, but Jared9 says hip. There you go. So hip. So this was around his knee. I don't know if he was just overcompensating, but he looked in great shape. So I am not surprised to hear that Tommaso's coming back. But guys, this is what I mean. Everybody's yearning for black and gold. And this is part of the reason why everybody strokes the ego and maybe other things of Paul Levesque. This is why they do it. Because everybody wants black and gold back. They don't understand that Paul Levesque had people like the Regals behind him, the A-Trays behind him. Vince McMahon was forking over the bill. He was handed it by Dusty Rhodes. There was masterminds that were really running the ship. Paul Levesque just showed up to be Papa H. You put on 5 fucking matches every fucking quarter period, 4 times a year. You put on your fucking takeovers, and you had masterminds running the ship. So Paul Levesque could be the fucking ass kisser of Vince McMahon wherever he needed him. And everybody wants to give Paul Levesque all of the fucking credit. And when he does shitty booking, we say, no, that wasn't Paul. Paul wouldn't do that. Because Paul is like God. God? Paul Levesque. No, not on this fucking channel. Not happening. So anyway, Jared9, I did hear that news as well. But I don't know what people want me to do. Johnny Gargano just got his whole family back, basically. He got Candice with him already. Indy Hartwell just got over there. Dexter Loomis just went over there. All we're missing is really Austin Theory to fucking rejoin him, and they'll show him the way. But Tommaso, okay, so now that didn't work, or they're changing, but what? Tommaso comes back, leaves The Miz, which is good, joins up with John Gargano, and we reform DIY in a tag team division that is non-existent. It's the same problem with the females. Bayley and Sasha Banks is a team that should never lose a match for 20 years. However, they had to leave WWE for a fucking moment, right? Sasha walked the fuck out because her and Bayley were in a division that was non-existent. So then they promised Sasha Banks the world again with Trinity Fatu, Naomi, and the same shit happened. Naomi and Sasha are a team that should win nonstop for 10 years straight. Instead, there was a non-existent division to the point where they put the titles on the table of John Laurinaitis, People Power. And they put the titles down and they said, fuck off, we're out of here. You lied to us, Vince McMahon lied to us. Papa H didn't defend anything we were fucking doing or promised, and we're out of here. So the females, the dudes, look at the Viking Raiders. They don't win at all on SmackDown. They get drafted to fucking Raw, they lose just as much already. Chad Gable and Otis, that's a fucking formidable team. How many wins do they have? 3 out of 50. The Street Profits couldn't be any more irrelevant. The only team more irrelevant would have been the New Day if Kofi Kingston stuck around and didn't get injured. Give me the tag teams that are lighting the pro wrestling world for WWE up. So it's funny, the wrestling world forgets. We are talking about world wrestling entertainment. They don't have their shit together. So you say something like, Cody shouldn't win at WrestleMania. He needs to face struggles and adversity. And then look what you fucking got. It's because of those numbnuts that were getting weird-ass booking like Super Cody. And feuds with Brock that don't make sense because they don't have a purpose. You can't have a story without a start to the story, a reasoning for the story. Roman goes on vacation for 6 weeks, comes back, jumps into a tag team title match, doesn't even defend his world title on a fucking event called Night of Champions. All of this started because numbnuts that think they know pro wrestling because they have a phone and 140 characters and they see people like BC Amplified spit shit like this, the truth, and they go, well, what BC's doing can't be that hard. He's got a camera, he's got a microphone, and he just talks pro wrestling. I can do this, man. I can be entertaining. I got the gift of gab. I got wrestling knowledge. I can be like Beasley. And they start spewing their stupidity. Cody shouldn't win. He needs struggle. He needs to have adversity. He needs to earn it, Baszler. He needs to earn it. My favorite podcasters even said that. He needs to earn it. Maybe in time, Baszler. Let's have Roman keep the title, Baszler. Let's have him go on vacation for 2 months with the titles, Baszler. Maybe at WrestleMania 40, we could get Cody to win, Baszler. Maybe at SummerSlam, Baszler. And now you fucking numbnuts are the reason we're getting weird-ass booking. Anything Roman's doing right now is good with the bloodline. It's nothing for the title. He does not need the title for what he's been doing since Mania. To go on vacation for 7 weeks, you don't need a world title. You can just go away for a month and a half. Normally, anybody else, they take the title from you and they say, so long. He comes back, he has a tag team title match. He's feuding internally with the bloodline. Nobody needs the... Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso and Solo Sikoa do not need to be winning world gold over Roman. Sorry, not sorry. I love the Usos. They should not be beating Roman for the world title. Stop the bullshit, please. This fucking 1,000+ days were not for Jim or Jey Uso and fucking Solo Sikoa. A bona fide natural heel who one day is going to take on Roman, but no, he's not going to be a fucking super face holding the title. It was either Sami Zayn in Montreal or Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Botch and botch. And here we are. Nothing Roman's doing needs a fucking world title. And you damn well know it. But wrestling fans trying to sound smart. Struggle and adversity, basically. Cody is going to be a mega star. They're still going to turn on this motherfucker by the time they hit Philadelphia next year for WrestleMania 40. Trust me. Especially if they keep going down this road of Super Cody. So now wrestling fans are like, right, and because they didn't think about WWE still has to book this correctly. You want struggle and adversity? That's fucking fine. You forgot who you're talking about. Paul Levesque and Vince McMahon don't book properly. They hold vendettas, they're petty as fuck, and they won't do the right thing. That's right, I said Paul Heyman just like Vince. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So now the same fans are going, wow, black and gold. Tommaso and Johnny are going to get back together. DIY, DIY, black and gold, black and gold. What are we doing? It's WWE booking them. Paul Levesque isn't going to book DIY like they were in NXT. It was a different time, and Paul Levesque doesn't have the same pieces around him, the same masterminds running that ship. Paul Levesque is basically just a peasant, a pissant in the waters full of sharks. And it's clear he's being eaten alive, whether football is competition, no basketball competition, or football 2 weeks ago, and he's fluttering in the 1.6s and 1.7s in the ratings. Do you know why? Because Paul Levesque sucks. You watched the show last week. That was a Paul Levesque, Schnoz McGee, Pinocchio Pussface himself, classic. Everything you saw, the several beatdowns with Cody and Brock, that's Paul Levesque's booking. The Bronson Reed match that you got, that's Paul Levesque booking. Paul Levesque at the end of the show playing Papa H to Cody to end Raw last week, that was Papa H's booking. It's funny, everybody likes to go, that was Vince. That was Vince. Everything that's bad is Vince. If your girlfriend dumps you, it's Vince. If the sun doesn't come out, it's Vince McMahon. If you find a fucking a snot in your fucking pasta dinner at dinner, it's Vince McMahon's snot. If your fucking dog gets ran over by a super tank, it's Vince McMahon's fault. If you stub your toe on the refrigerator, it's Vince McMahon's fault. If you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, it's Vince McMahon's fault. If your girlfriend fucks your best friend, it's Vince McMahon's fault. Nobody wants to fucking say, hey, maybe Paul Levesque is just as fucking bad, if not worse. Or, at the very fucking least, he doesn't have the balls to stand up to any decision his father-in-law is saying. And we're just gonna say, what do you expect him to do, Baszler? He's not gonna lose his job, man. Shane McMahon walked away 4 different times. Stephanie McMahon walked away 3 different times. Paul Levesque does not have to cling that fucking nose so far up Vince McMahon's ass that he knows what he has for breakfast every fucking morning and when he has his protein bars. Sometimes you can take your fucking nose out of that ass, relocate your balls from Stephanie's purse, reattach that shit, and say it's this way or fuck off. My name is on the title of Chief Content Creative Officer. Nick Khan said it was all Paul Levesque. Paul Levesque said it's all Paul Levesque. Paul Levesque! Schnoz McGee was in front of everybody the night of WrestleMania Night 2 at that media scrum. And what did Paul Levesque say? Nope, it was my call. Sometimes you get them right, sometimes you don't. Paul Levesque looked right at you and said, I booked that shit. And you still don't want to believe him. So even if he was just protecting Vince and kissing his ass so much that he's willing to throw himself underneath the bus for him, at what point do you fucking blame him too for being such a fucking bitch? For being such a Pinocchio puss face where his lies add up and his nose grows much farther than Pinocchio's ever could in that fable, in that tale. At what point do you stop being a PDR? A Pinocchio dick rider. So anyway, JR9, you can thank JR9 for that amplified rant. Much love, JR9. JR9 just told me, hey, BC, I don't know if you heard, Tommaso's backstage. That's all JR9 said. And it got me thinking, like everything I saw when I first heard that about a couple hours ago. And I just saw this measurable. Everybody was just like, yeah, DIY. DIY is back. And how quickly people forget. It's 2023 WWE. Nothing is going to be good unless the booking can back it up. And I promise you, they don't care about the tag division. You know how I know? They're probably going to put John Gargano back with Tommaso Ciampa. You may throw a parade. BC sees a red flag. Uh-oh. Here we go. They got nothing for Tommaso's return. They got nothing for John Gargano. They haven't since the beginning of John Gargano's WWE run. Nothing. So what they're going to do? Throw them together like they did Bayley and Sasha. Throw them together like they did Naomi and Sasha. Throw them together like they did Chad Gable and Otis. Throw them together like they did Raquel and Aaliyah until Aaliyah got injured. And then they substituted Aaliyah injured with Liv Morgan with Raquel. And then Liv Morgan got injured. So then they substituted her with Shotzi. And Shotzi will get fucking injured. But we'll just keep throwing individuals together because we don't have anything for them. No, I'm not throwing a parade because John Gargano and Tommaso might get back together. I'm not going to throw a parade and try to relive 7 years ago. No, thank you. We are amplified, brother. We are amplified. I want to run through, I'll get to the Raw preview in a little bit. Lots of super chats coming in. You guys are fucking rock stars. I'll get to you guys as well. I wanted to do a roll call, man. I want to do a roll call of my channel members. This is a channel member chat live stream. So let me give a shout out right now to my channel members, man. James Shrimp Fajitas, Silver Black 31, Sheriff Rivers, Ray Hunt. Who else we got up in here? JR9 Gaming, obviously Alicia Vukovic, Pile Driver Finisher, Angel Omega. We got Dwayne Piazza, Dave Melee, Buggy Godswilla. We got a lot of DJ is a Prodigy's up in here. D Monte, Ty Drew, James Miller. Fuck yeah, man. And I'm also going to announce the new channel member of the week. I don't know if they're in here yet, but the auto-generated, and I have a new channel member of the week. I hope I am reminded to do such. First and foremost, first, before I do anything, man, I gotta honor and say what's up to a brand new channel member, Kimberly Walters. Kimberly. Welcome to the doghouse. No, I'm playing, man. That's some Braun Breaker Steiner shit. Welcome to the Amplified Unit Gold team. You have just earned your gold card. Kimberly Walters, the only prerequisite, the only thing I ask after you smash that up on every single upload, by the way, that's a prerequisite. But I ask that you always stay amplified. Never tap into a bitch boy braid inside. Always know, even if you don't agree, that you have to decipher truth from just how we feel opinion-wise. Truth from opinion. So gold members have an extra level of work that they have to do on the channel, man. It's basically my board committee. Kimberly Walters, welcome. Appreciate the membership. I want to go over AEW Double or Nothing real quick, and I'm trying really hard, man. I was not going to do a 16-minute rant as a cold open, but I just had to tap into this whole fucking DIY reunion with Tommaso. It's going to be good to see Tommaso back. I told you guys last week I ran into him sort of at Epcot in Orlando. He looked amazing. He looked ready to come back. If he comes back tonight, awesome. If they want to do DIY, okay, we have a nostalgic moment. If you think the tag division is going to be booked properly because DIY is back, ain't going to happen. So I wasn't planning on that. I'm trying to get all of this in before Monday Night Raw, guys. So I'll try to go over this real quick. Don, AEW Double or Nothing 2023. Fuck the buy-in shit with the Hardys and Hook and Page and all that. Let's just go over to the... And I might be a little out of order here too because no notes. I'm literally reading the card off as it's presented, and I'm just telling you everything that I remember from it, guys. Unsanctioned match. I'll try to place it in order, by the way, anyway, just how I remember it. So I'm kind of moving this around. The list that I see, I'm moving it around to how I remember it. Unsanctioned match, Adam Cole, Chris Jericho, kicking this motherfucker off. It was slow pace to the point where the crowd that I felt was dead from the jump anyway. The crowd was even more out of it, like wishing they were anywhere other than Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho for a lot of that match. And there was moments where I didn't feel it was that bad, actually. The crowd just did not want to participate. The crowd just didn't want to see Cole and Jericho. And when I was live last night for Battleground, I had people in the chat trying to give results, and they're like, Adam Cole is taking on Jericho right now. And I'm like, I don't even care. Like, on paper, that's not a match I need to see, not even on Dynamite. Like, Jericho past his prime. Adam Cole, who can fucking barely do anything right now because of his concussions. So he's having unsanctioned matches, unfortunately. It's not the same Adam Cole, and I don't know if we're ever going to get that. It's sad to see the concussion stack up with these type of individuals. Bryan Danielson came back, felt like he didn't miss a step. With Cole, I'm hearing they're going to take it a little bit more differently, a different route, a different path. Not to say he's not going to have good wrestling matches from time to time, but it's going to be a lot less than what you're used to. I just didn't need to see this match from the jump, and it looked like that crowd didn't need to see that. When I was all said and done, I didn't mind the finish. Adam Cole just pretty much beating the shit out of Jericho to the point where he could not fucking move. Referee calls that shit off. Adam Cole looks like he just went through a war too, even though he just knocked out Jericho flat and just kept wailing away on this motherfucker like a street fight or some shit. So I didn't, I like the finish of that match. As an opener, the crowd told you no thank you. The crowd was not hyped. That's a problem. You want to start with a match that's really going to electrify the crowd. They did not do that. Not by a long shot. And on top of that, guys, you want to hear something sad? Because I love Chris Jericho and the fact that he can reinvent himself. And if the guy doesn't want to retire till he's 85, awesome. What sucks is that he visibly, through logic and common sense and just what we are watching, guys, just the truth, Chris Jericho has lost a step massively. And when I say a step, I'm being generous. Chris Jericho has lost 76 steps. Chris Jericho, unfortunately, just doesn't have it anymore. And you really saw that again, whether it's a technical prowess classic or it's an unsanctioned match. Jericho just doesn't have it. That first matchup left a lot more to be desired. You go into a trios championship defense by House of Black. Acclaimed with a little bit of a Dominic line there, man. Being cooked out by a kid named Dominic, I think is what he said to Murphy. Max Caster not holding back on the mic last night. That was pretty much the highlight for me in that match. That and Billy Gunn proving that as Chris Jericho lost 76 steps, Billy Gunn has basically not lost any steps. So maybe Jericho's steps win over to Billy Gunn because Billy Gunn is badass still. That was pretty much fucking fire. Other than that, House of Black keeping their championships was the right call. I mean, what do you expect? They're not going to lose this. Then again, with Tony Khan, you never really know. But House of Black looked decent in there. The problem? Crowd still didn't care. You lost them so badly on the first match that by match number 2, the crowd didn't care. So when the crowd is so dead at home, we see this on Monday Night Raw most Mondays. When the crowd is so out of it, the audience at home, they can't really get into it, man. Or it just seems like it's a lot worse than it is. The match actually wasn't, but when it's all said and done, nobody's talking about it. Or they're saying that was a forgettable matchup because the crowd was dead. 2 matches in a row where Double or Nothing was an absolute snooze fest. Truth, man. You can go back, check it out yourself, guys. I'm telling you exactly. No notes. This is exactly how I remembered it, man. Now, yes, was it 4 o'clock in the morning when I was going over Double or Nothing? Yes, but still, it's exactly how I remember this shit. There was a, who was it next? And again, this might be a little out of order. I'm not having any notes here, but we'll go to the Valkyrie versus Jade Cargill match. Jade Cargill wins this match as we knew she was. And then all of a sudden, there's an open challenge right after this title defense. Thank you, Sterling. And all of a sudden, Chris Statlander returns to AEW. Statlander defeats Jade Cargill and becomes the new TBS Women's Champion, TBS Champion, and ends Jade Cargill's undefeated streak. I have zero problem with Statlander winning the thing because she's so respected by the AEW audience and so many within the company. Okay, no harm, no foul. Would that be my decision? Not even close. I would not have Athena, Ember Moon, fucking around in ROH in front of 16 people, first off. I would have had Athena be built up to be a legit, bona fide, best women's wrestler contender in the world since day one in AEW, because she should have been since day one on the main roster of World Wrestling Entertainment. Instead, most of the wrestling world cannot tell you where Athena is. So maybe somebody like Athena and maybe 4 other people before Statlander if you're BC. But I understand. She's respected, and she's one of those females, one of those wrestlers, especially in AEW, where we sit back and we go, they deserve it! Just like Sethington Rollins, right? He has to be the first world champion. You know why, BC? Because he deserves it! He's earned it, man! He's put everybody over! I don't give a fuck. That doesn't mean you get a title thrown on you. He was just given the United States Championship several months ago, and Sethington did nothing for the title. The title did nothing for Sethington, and they didn't know how to book Sethington Rollins. So now he's got a supposed to be more prestigious title, even though WWE already took a shit on it by putting it on first at Night of Champions, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. AJ Styles already took a shit on it, and he was going for the title when he said he can't disagree with us. It's a secondary title. So that championship remains a participation trophy. But just throwing titles on Sethington because he deserves it? Fuck that! Titles need to go where they have to go, where it makes the most sense for storylines, for character development, for the business, for the product, for the company. Not just because you've earned it. So no, Statlander wouldn't be my first choice or my first 5. But good for her. And I'm glad. If AEW audience fucking loved it and got their rocks off and their dicks hard on it, awesome for you. Would I have had Jade Cargill go 60 or 61-0, whatever it was, just to lose after she's already defended the fucking title at Double or Nothing? No, I would not have done that. I could have built that up way better, man. Streak on the line. All eyes are watching a mega match, and Jade Cargill drops it. Make it the talk of the town in a much more amplified way. This was weird. The crowd was just taken off by it. Go back, listen, watch the reaction. Now, of course, there's some happiness for her, but something about it massively felt off. But Statlander comes in and literally takes out Jade Cargill's undefeated streak and title. Is it as bad as Charlie Flair ending Asuka's undefeated streak and ending her Royal Rumble WrestleMania Championship dreams? No, not to that level at all. And good for Chris Statlander. But wow, I cannot tell you that that's a call BC would ever make, man. That was out there. Now, I know a lot of the AEW fan base, they're saying, hey, anybody but Jade, man. As long as it's off Jade. And that's the problem. It was like when Charlie Flair came back, and Charlie Flair wins the title over Ronda, and everyone was like, that's not, what the fuck is that going to do for, what is that? Charlie Flair just won her 14th title. She's 2 away from her father in 8 years. And everybody's like, it's okay, but you see, anybody but Ronda. I understand. Can we get more creative? Can we do justice by these motherfuckers? Because Ronda's not going anywhere. A little bit of an injury ended up happening. She's back. She's probably going to win tag gold tonight. We're going to talk about it. I mean, what did that do by Charlie Flair coming back and win the title? We just say anybody but Ronda. Anybody but Jade Cargill. All right, but Tony Khan still made her 60-some-odd-0. All of that work for nothing? I understand it was against nobodies a lot of the time on a show that most fans don't watch. I get it. But you still built this thing up for a fucking wild moment. BC, you always say you like those surprises. I understand, man. Wow. That's probably not where he should have went. You could have built Jade Cargill way better, man. Everything was dropped in one spontaneous moment. The title is one thing, guys. Okay, Statlander got it. She was undefeated. You could have built that up to a mega match in the future and had Jade Cargill really put somebody over. All right, it doesn't even matter, man. That's the decision Tony Khan went with. And now we're going to play the Statlander game. The problem still remains, just like I say with WWE, especially the tag team division, things like that. You can bring back DIY, Tommaso, and Johnny Gargano all you want. You could put Sasha Banks with Trinity Fatu or Bayley. It's not going to work if you don't give them the proper booking, if you don't really commit to the division. It's the same thing with the women in AEW. If Tony Khan doesn't book the women properly, this championship title reign will be just like Thunder Rosa's. It'll be just like... who was before fucking Rosa? Fucking title reign wise, anyway. Rosa got it from Britt Baker. Oh, Tony Storm was interim. Tony Storm's title reign was non-existent. Tony ended up getting the actual fucking title last night. We'll get to that. But even with the interim title, where did that go? Jamie Hayter. We all had such promising views, trajectory-wise, for Jamie Hayter. You can't tell me she's being booked properly. It's going to be the same type of Ashita. Thank you, guys. Shida, who put the company on her back during a really depressing time in the world, not just pro wrestling. And Shida really came through. Her booking, masterfully unsuccessful because Tony Khan botched massively. And she, yeah, I agree, Santivia. Shida, I felt, put the company on her back, and I don't feel the booking matched it. So, hey, Chris Statlander, you have a title. Now what? Same thing I say about Sethington in WWE. I can't believe Jade Cargill lost it all in one fucking moment last night. Impromptu with 50-50 booking. I won my match, and then I lost my match. Old school WrestleMania 9, Yokozuna takes out fucking Bret the Hitman Hart, thanks to the salt in the eyes by Mr. Fuji, and then Hulk Hogan comes in and takes the title from Yokozuna. Shades of that shit. Ladder match was up next. TNT Championship. Wardlow versus Christian Cage. Wardlow doing a swanton bomb is probably the only thing I'm truly going to remember from this, other than Wardlow trying to climb a broken ladder and everybody yelling at him saying, no, bro, what are you doing? Grab a real one. Grab one that's not fucking broke. Guys, listen to the crowd for the majority of this match. It was fucking dead. Nobody gave a fuck. They have botched the booking of Wardlow so badly. 5 different times that here he is in a ladder match. doing swanton bombs, winning for the title, and the crowd can barely give a fuck. This guy was once white hot. Tony cooled him down 5 different times, and now you have this version of Wardlow. He looks like a mid-card geek. He looks like somebody Austin Theory would hang around with in a fucking dumbass bullshit tag team. It doesn't even look or feel like the Wardlow we were all getting behind. This seems like a 50% at best version of what Wardlow once was. Thanks a lot, Tony Khan. 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal for the AEW International Championship. Orange Cassidy was the final in here. I think it came down to what the fuck is Keith Lee's buddy there, man? Swerve? I think it came down to Orange and Swerve, and then fucking Orange Cassidy just fucking took him out. They had a nice fucking match after all the bullshit was done, Battle Royal-wise. It was pretty decent. The crowd was... Listen, they were more into it than the ladder match. So I got to give Cassidy some fucking love on that, man. But Swerve Strickland, by the way, not Scott. Swerve Strickland. Swerve. I don't know. They gelled together. I have no beef with that. I'm not going to call anything out on that. And again, the crowd seemed way more into that than the first fucking several matches. And he keeps his fucking championship. AEW tag titles, FTR versus Jarrett and Lethal. Mark Briscoe as the special guest referee. There was a lot of bullshittery in this, a lot of overbooking. I don't mind that usually. The crowd was dead with this match as well. Guys, the crowd was just out of it for the most of this night, this whole pay-per-view. The end, when Karen Jarrett, who'd she take out, man? Was it Aubrey? It was this match, wasn't it? Karen Jarrett, yeah, because Karen Jarrett took out Aubrey Edwards because Edwards had to come out to make the pin because the ref was taking out Briscoe. He was already taken out inadvertently, by the way. I think Jarrett ended up taking him out. He was supposed to be taking out Dax, but it ended up being Mark Briscoe. So then Aubrey Edwards tries to come down. She's being blocked off. Karen Jarrett takes her out with a fucking guitar shot, and that's when the crowd really came to life. And not long after that, FTR takes the victory. So, yeah, Karen took out Aubrey. Then if you go back and watch it, man, watch it for yourself. I'm telling you guys, crowd was basically dead until the guitar shot. And then that's when everyone's like, damn! Even BC was like, all right, Aubrey just took that fucking champ style. That was legit, man. But nothing of note other than the overbooking, which, hey, it was fun at least, man. I love overbooking finishes sometimes. I'm okay with this, definitely. So that wasn't bad in my eyes. It was just sad that the crowd still was not into a full match yet. And at that point, we were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches in, guys. And the crowd was not into it from top to bottom in any of the first 6 matches. Then you go into the AEW World Women's Championship, Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm. Simply put, Toni Storm, new champion of the world and the real champion this time. I'm proud of her because she was a part of all of that Thunder Rosa bullshit. When Rosa went away with the back injury, when she knew she wasn't coming back anytime soon. AEW knew that a back injury, you can't really detect what it was, so she was going to be gone for a while, especially when you don't know the cause. And Tony Khan refused to utilize his balls, stand the fuck up, and be the owner of the company and make the big boy decisions. Instead, he let Thunder Rosa walk off, join podcasts, do Busted Open, or whatever the fuck, and just add more turmoil to an already divided women's division at that point. And it just got worse and worse. And finally, after an interim title had to be fucking announced, and Toni Storm got that. After all that, finally, Tony Khan took the title from Thunder Rosa. And this is the first time where Toni Storm can really stand on her own, but the same problem exists. I thought about this immediately. Just like Chris Statlander. Now what? Tony Khan doesn't book his women's division properly anyway. On top of that, he does not know how to book his female women talent, especially to a more dramatic, amplified measure. He does not know how to book his faces for sure. You saw that with so many, man. And now you're just asking him to do two, Chris Statlander and Tony. Now I know Tony's a heel beast. Come on, people love Tony Storm. You can call her a heel at any point in her run, guys. Tony Storm is beloved by most of the audience. So that's what I mean. Sometimes you could be a heel, but like if the crowd doesn't want to boo you, good luck with that shit. You know damn well we're going to be cheering the decisions. So a lot of people were really happy for Tony Storm. Going from especially being her ass spray painted by Paige Saraya, right? She's got her ass spray painted and being a laughing stock, just as bad as getting Charlotte's pie in your face in WWE, and that's one of the reasons she left for AEW, and now she's getting her ass spray painted to a few months later winning the championship. I'm proud of her, guys. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but is she going to get proper booking? Just like Statlander, I have reservations about that, man. I just don't know if it's going to lead to anything. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but this is where I hope Tony Khan has a plan and just doesn't throw titles on people without a designated plan. Also last night, Anarchy in the... Now, crowd, out of it for that match as well, most of it. Trust me. Watch when Tony... This isn't just being negative, guys. Watch it yourself. I did. Tony Storm wins the title. Awkwardly. A lot of the fans were like, that's the match? And then look at the crowd when she wins. A lot of people in the front row, golf clap, sitting down. They didn't even stand up. This is what I mean, guys. The crowd in attendance was not electrified by anything until you got to about the last two matches. Anarchy in the arena for, the four-way. Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, Sammy Guevara, MJF from earlier in the night, too. A Pillars match, Fatal Four-Way for the championship. And that definitely delivered, by the way. They did a lot of unique, fun shit. So even though I'm not a fan of schmaz matches, that actually delivered big time, guys. That was actually fun because they got creative. And I shouldn't be too shocked. MJF usually does that. And Sammy Guevara, I've always been a big fan of. Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, Darby Allin, not a big fan of those guys. Take them or leave them. I can leave them. But I still thought that this would deliver somehow, even though I don't like schmazes. They fucking delivered. Because they just got creative. It was fun. So BC has no complaints on that. MJF, right call, keeps the championship. It's just the right call. Decent match. Fun, no question. One of only two matches that I can really think of last night. Anywhere near memorable. And then there was the Anarchy in the arena. The Elite Omega Bucks. Page versus Blackpool Combat Club, BCC, Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Claudio, formerly known as Cesaro, Wheeler, Utah. And when it was all said and done, a decent match. I thought it would be even more crazy. I know, BC, it was wild, man. I get it. I just, with the participants, with how Mox has been lately, with the way that it was hyped, I thought that we're going to take it to a level I've never seen before. That was like 20% of what I seen from New Jack back in the ECW days. I'm just saying, guys, I know it's a different era, but if anybody remembers New Jack, I thought they were going to take it around there. I'm not saying people were going to be stabbed 3 inches deep with forks, but I thought it was going to go to another level. This was basically a run-of-the-mill Anarchy in the arena, with the big storyline being Take a Shitta turns on the Elite, if you can call it a turn, kind of joins the BCC, turns heel, and the show goes off the air. Omega gets his ass whooped. So, I don't know how many of you guys, like, that's okay ending the night that way. Like, that's the big reveal. Now, I'm not saying it's got to be like Bash at the Beach many, many years ago when Hulk Hogan turns heel and joins the NWO, forms the NWO. But you're ending Double or Nothing, one of, if not your biggest pay-per-view of the year, and you're ending it with Take a Shitta? A lot of the wrestling world that didn't buy the pay-per-view, maybe doesn't follow AEW all the time, but this is your big chance to captivate them through headlines. They're like, who? Who fucking ended the show? Why do I give a fuck? And of course, the tried and trues will go, well, you should watch the show maybe. This is a massive storyline. No, it's not. It's not. Trust me. I've been following, even if I can't watch it live from top to bottom every Wednesday night live, I've been following along on everything that's happening. Take a shitta. Joining BCC to end Double or Nothing is not a massive storyline. Cut the shit. It's as massive as Wheeler, Utah being in BCC. Clearly Canadian. Hold on. So the ending of the pay-per-view, to say it was lackluster, left more to be desired, yeah, by a long shot. That's an understatement. You don't end a fucking pay-per-view like that. Battleground was magnificent. I don't know if anybody caught Battleground. I was live last night with my amplified unit. It wasn't even just a gold member live stream. My entire unit was able to come in and out of that. We had a lot of fun, man. Thank you to the few, I think, or was it 4,000 some odd real-time views already. Thank you guys to the 1,000 that already caught that. I know it was a big night of wrestling. A lot of you guys probably didn't know I was live, but I was. That was a magnificent night of wrestling. Now, I said live, the ending of Battleground, what the fuck was that? Mello just wins off of that one fucking nothing but net. And Williams is just fucking cheerleading us off the air. It just felt like, what the fuck, man? Like, give me more. What is this? That's how you're sending Braun Breaker to the WWE main roster? So to show you guys that I'm as fair as you're going to get, I thought Battleground was easily the better show. That's probably going to make people cry, but I don't give a fuck. Battleground was easily the better show. Fucking Noam Dar in the fucking Heritage Cup. I'll actually remember that somehow. I don't know why. It was the first time I really saw that concept, and with Dragon Lee, and I liked it. I'll remember that before fucking Jade Cargill, the way she lost her streak and title. I just will. I'll remember the Tyler Bate triple threat match with Wes Lee and Joe Gacy more than Toni Storm winning her title. I just will. The best match of the night easily, Dragunov versus Dijak. Literally, the best match of the weekend was Dijak Dragunov. Last man standing. If you have not caught that, go check it out. And that wasn't even my favorite match of the night. That was the best match of the weekend. My favorite was Tiffany Stratton defeating Valkyria and becoming the new NXT Women's Champion, taking that title from its vacancy. That was the fucking my favorite. Just watching the Tiffany Stratton era begin. And then you went into a main event of Mello and Breaker, which was a good match, by the way. So easily Battleground took the weekend. Anybody trying to sell you differently? Nuh-uh, AEW is better. Well, that's your preference. I won't shit on you for that. If you truly believe that your opinion is you loved AEW better, that's fine. But just don't try to say that after dissecting it, it was the better show. No, it wasn't. It literally was not. Just wasn't. Or you think you actually know what it takes to dissect pro wrestling, like really dissect it, not just be a fan with a phone in 140 characters, right? And then in which case you truly believe it was the better show. That's a prerogative. We all have what we think is a better show. But any real critic of pro wrestling, any real critic, they'll tell you Battleground easily was the best show of the weekend. Not even close. Not even close. Santivia cannot get into NXT, so I'm passing. I hear you. A lot of people can't get into AEW, so they pass AEW. Totally understand. Doesn't get aside from the fact, Santivia Major, that NXT was the best show of the weekend. Not likes and dislikes or preferences. It was just the best show. And I watched all three of them. And Double or Nothing just blew it out of the water. They got it right. Sometimes it just happens, right? Where magic happens in a night. NXT, that seems to happen often. So, good for the boys and gals. But I trashed the finish of Battleground live. I said, what the fuck was that? Just like I did with AEW. What the fuck was that? But anyway, going back to AEW, guys, if you end up watching it, if you want my recommendation, If you have 3 to 4 fucking hours up front, I guess watch it. I mean, I would not waste any time watching Double or Nothing ever again. No. I would tell you guys probably not. Watch highlights. The crowd, they didn't give a fuck about nothing but maybe 2 matches. And that's why I see a lot of the community that usually rides the dick of Tony Khan and AEW. A lot of them are spending a lot of time trying to defend that this was a good show and not a bad show. Usually, if people are trying to defend that it was not a bad show that long, it's probably not a good show. Not saying it's bad, but it's probably not a good show if they have to tell you it's not bad. Just saying. Oh, man. AEW wasn't bad, man. No, it wasn't. Okay. So talk about all the good stuff. Come on. It wasn't that much, man. That wasn't that much. Some of the matches had some good spots in it. Some fun. Okay. But there's nothing you're going to remember, man. There's nothing you're going to go back, man. And that's a pay-per-view that you had to spend $50 to $60 on. $50 to $60 to see an event that I would tell my unit, watch the highlights, save the $60. 50 to $60 to watch that? When you could have fucking watched the Peacock, you already paid the $9.99 and watched the better show. The fuck out of here. And by the way, not that I couldn't easily. You see the nice fucking watches. You see the Tommy Bahama. It is clear BC can easily fork over to 60. I ain't giving you 60 fucking dollars with the card that he put together. Not happening. I just ended up being correct. Sometimes I don't fork over to 60, and it's a good event. It's a good event, and I just didn't watch it live, and I have to fucking just eat it. I got to eat the dust on that one. But I'm always able to watch it afterwards without not having to spend this. I'm not going to tell you any. I'm not going to advocate for not paying the 60, man. I'm not going to advocate for the way that I watch it. I'm not going to advocate for that shit. I ain't spending $60 on that shit, though, man. That's AEW Double or Nothing. I'm glad I made the right choice and I watched Double or Nothing live. I really am. And I owe a big thank you to my Amplified unit, man, for steering me in that direction for sure. Tonight's Monday Night Raw in 15 minutes, guys. We have new tag team champions being crowned. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, we believe. Because who's it going to be? Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi? They're both on different brands. So I guess one would go to the other brand, just like they're swapping everybody in different titles. They did this brand split, and they didn't have a fucking... They didn't know where they were going with it. Paul Levesque is a fucking idiot. Paul Levesque is a fucking stooge. Schnoz McGee, dude. Schnoz McGee. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know if he's coming or going. He does this fucking draft. Solidify the brand split. And then he's got Paul Heyman opening his show, a SmackDown guy on Raw. He's got Shotzi running out to help Raquel. Shotzi's on SmackDown, but she shows up on Raw. Now they're a tag team. We don't know who will be with who. If AJ wins the title at Night of Champions, he was going to go to Raw. Asuka just won the fucking Raw Championship on SmackDown, or representing SmackDown. Maybe she'll go over to Raw with the title, and then fucking Rhea's got to go back. We don't know what we're doing, guys. And there's fans that go, just sit back and watch it, man. It's carny anyway. It's all a circus. It's a TV show. Just love it, man. When nothing makes sense, you can enjoy this shit. Raise your fucking standards, jackass. You fucking idiot. Don't tell me to enjoy shit. I don't need any fucking numbnuts telling me to enjoy shit. You know what I need you to do? Raise your fucking bar, you dumb fuck. Raise your standards. Of course, these idiots have to be wrestling fans. Why couldn't they be badminton fans, Monopoly fans, chess fans? Go watch fucking golf or tennis. Go watch fucking hot dog eating contests. Play in traffic. Twiddle your thumbs. Go watch your parents have sex. Do something. Don't watch wrestling. You really suck at it. So anyway, So anyway, you got fucking all this brand split shit. What are you going to put on Raquel? Raquel's on her third partner. Do you realize everything Raquel touches turns to shit and gets injured? Aaliyah, injured, tag teaming with Raquel. Liv Morgan, injured, tag teaming with Raquel. Shotzi's now back with her. Shotzi originally, they were already together. She had a nagging injury with Raquel. All three of them. Now Shotzi's back. Watch her get injured tonight. Knock on it. I hope not. You're not putting the title on Raquel. Can somebody tell me what a Raquel Rodriguez is, by the way? You did. What the fuck is a Raquel Rodriguez? Why should I give a fuck about Raquel Rodriguez? That's not shade. I don't know why I should care about Raquel. Like Shotzi, I understand. She comes to the ring with a fucking tank, right? She's a little fucking firecracker, literally and figuratively. The green hair, I get the shtick, right? We understand it. What is a Raquel Rodriguez? She comes to the ring smiling and showing her fucking muscles off. Okay, wow. It's like a fucking bootleg Rhea Ripley without the smiling. Even better for Rhea. What is a Raquel Rodriguez? She comes out smiling, shows us her ass, gives us a bicep that's not even there. It's a non-existent. Where's the bicep? I can't stand when people give a fucking bicep and there's nothing there. Why do the women feel like they have to do that? I love that you're hitting the gym. I really do. But don't do the double pump or even a single pump if you don't have a pump. What are you doing? They show this thing and it's like a flat line. It's like negative muscle. I don't know why the females need to do that. I don't know what a Raquel Rodriguez is. I don't need her to be a fucking champion. Moving on. Who are you going to give it to? I would give it to Io and Bayley. I know damage control has not worked. They should just implode once and for all, BC, but they don't have anything for Bayley or Io individually. That's clear, guys. So if you're truly going to begin this tag division the right way, Bayley and Io, man, could you imagine they win this? I understand they're heels, but Ronda and Shayna can out-heel them after the match, beat the fuck out of them royally. They're so upset that they lost. Bayley and Io basically become faces out of it, and they get destroyed for weeks in, to the point where Shayna and Ronda want those titles vacated. Paul Levesque can locate his balls, bring himself into the story, and say, no, I'm not going to take those titles away. You're going to face them. And Bayley and Io overcomes the massive obstacle of Ronda and Shayna, and really begins a quest to be long-term title holders in a division that is non-existent. The tag team division for the ladies. Bayley and Io can properly build a women's division. I don't know if Shayna and Ronda can. Unfortunately, I think Shayna and Ronda become new tag team champions tonight. Unit, who do you think's winning the tag titles tonight? Sound off. Let me pop a coffee while I see this shit. And while you're telling me, let me ask in the poll too. I'm gonna see what you guys think on this. Godswilla. That's just off the top of my don't piece. I got no notes in front of me. I just think Bayley and Io winning, and then that story trajectory could really ignite a tag team division. It would work much better than the laziness of Shayna and Ronda just winning the titles tonight. Do Ronda and Shayna win tag gold tonight? Do Ronda and Shayna win tag gold tonight? That question's going to be in your chat in the next 15 seconds, guys. Please, if you don't mind, vote. I need at least 100 votes. I need at least 100 votes for that to be a valid vote. So let me know if you don't mind. Also, Money in the Bank qualifiers tonight, they begin. Does anybody have the actual matches? JR9 Gaming or anybody in the chat that has the actual matches. As of press time, when I was getting this live stream started, and I got this live stream started way away from the office studio, by the way. I had to travel here and just make it 10 minutes before the stream. But the matches were not announced yet. Ricochet versus Miz, says JR9 Gaming. Oh, that's going to put asses in seats. Bronson Reed and Shinsuke Nakamura will be a good match. I don't like qualifiers, to be honest, because they're never done properly. It always leaves me scratching my dome piece. but at least it's a meaningful way to say somebody deserved their spot. But watch what happens. There's going to be people in these matches that did not earn their spot, and it's going to ruin the whole thing. Muddy the waters, blur the lines. So those are the two qualifiers. JR9, I appreciate it. Godswilla, everybody in the chat. I appreciate that big time. We've already hit 100 votes, guys. 87% of my amplified unit have voted. 87% say Ronda and Shayna become new tag team champions tonight, filling the vacancy of those titles. 12% say no. I'm going to go ahead and end that poll right now. I want to give a salute real quick too, man. Monday Night Raw is going to be starting soon. So what I would like to do is give a shout out to my super chatters. We started off with JR9 Gaming with that 5 spot. No better way to start it off, brother. JR9 Gaming was my right-hand man always, but last night especially while we watched Battleground with my amplified unit. Tiff and Val was the longest match of last night's Battleground, 16 minutes and 1 second. Ladies getting most time on pay-per-view is great, plus Tiff is the 100th WWE Women's Champ in history. Cool stat to have. Tiffany Stratton became the 100th Women's Champion for WWE. Salute to Tiffany. 16 minutes plus for Tiffany and Val last night. That is how you book a women's division. That is how you build suspense for people to give a fuck about who's about to win the title. Tiffany Stratton is about to go through the stratosphere. JR9, let me give you a proper salute, man. For all your extra hard work over the last 24 hours especially, man. I appreciate you. And to my whole gold unit who was able to be up in this chat tonight, man. I see all those green names. I see all those gold cards. I salute you guys, man. JR9 Gaming, Robert Hurt, James Shrimp Fajitas. Renee G. Oh, man. Fuck yeah, bro. Pip Jesus, Sir Charles. Guess what, Sir Charles? I was waiting to see up in the chat. Bro, the auto generator, it ran its cycle. Sir Charles is the amplified unit gold card member of the week. All apologies, Sir Charles, if you were here the whole time. I was waiting to see your name up in the chat, bro. To give you that news. Sir Charles has become the unit member of the week. So proud of Sir Charles. One of my tried and trues, always showing the love and respect. Sir Charles, the auto generator landed on Sir Charles early this morning, man. Salute, brother. Always good. Or should I say this the right way? Sir Charles up in this bitch. Sir Charles knows what I'm talking about. Kimberly Walters is already awesome, by the way. Kimberly Walters, like so many unit members, is welcoming or saluting Sir Charles. Kimberly Walters just joined the channel today. So that's showing love and respect. Kimberly, much love back to you. Anyway, I wanted to give that news. JR9 Gaming, appreciate that stat. 100th Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. Ray Hunt with a coffee 5 spot. Let's get amped with some Monday night struggle in adversity. Looking forward to watching this train wreck with the Amp family and our tribal chief, BC. I'm not watching Raw with you guys, though. Not even the first hour. I'm going to do my due diligence, do my notes, and I'm going to come back tomorrow and do a full review. I don't know if that's going to be live, but I will have a full review tomorrow. But this is just a preview, and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts, a little bit of a review on AEW Double or Nothing. I don't know if they're ever going to go back to Las Vegas. That was that crowd was not on, and Tony Khan didn't give him too much to be on. Ray Hunt, I appreciate you, brother. Dave Mealy! Dave, not Meltzer, Mealy. I got you, Dave. Dave with a 5 spot coffee. WrestleVotes just announced that tonight's main event is Struggle in Adversity on a pole match. LOL. Oh, man, you guys are the best. As much as we make fun of the fans that said Cody needs struggle in adversity, somehow we made that a punchline. Sometime we are now equating, somewhere down the line, we somehow now equate struggle in adversity with the bitch boy Bradens of the wrestling world. The PDFs, man, or the PDRs, I should say. The Pinocchio Dick Riders. The Paul Levesque Dick Riders, man, the PDRs. Struggle in adversity. Ray Hunt, Dave Mealy, too funny, man. Christopher Blackshear with a 5-spot coffee. Asuka, Stratton, Storm, Statlander, all new champs in a span of 2 days. Statlander is the 1-61-1 as Cargill's era got Das Boot. Hopefully Raw won't give me or put me in a sleep-induced coma is basically what Christopher Blackshear. I can't promise you that, man. Raw either gets you really sleepy or really pissed off or a combination of both. I didn't even think of that, Christopher. If you really think about it, Asuka, Tiffany Stratton, Toni Storm, Chris Statlander all became champions in the span of about 24 hours. How crazy is that, Christopher Blackshear? Strict Tango, 2-spot coffee, not an NXT fan, but might start watching from now on. Strict Tango, if you ever got Tuesday nights open, it's worth a watch. My Tuesday nights are usually booked up. I usually can't watch NXT faithfully, so whenever I get a chance on a Tuesday night, I'm watching NXT because my unit has praised it so much, and every time I watch it, I have a better feeling than when I do the main roster. Strict Tango, man. If you ever got time, give it a look. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. Ahmed Yusuf. Ahmed, 2-spot. KO and Sammy versus DIY feud. It can be fun. Of course, the matches. The feud will not be, though. You know why? They won't be booked properly, Ahmed. It should be fun. KO, Sammy, DIY on paper? Of course. I could say DIY Chad Gable and Otis would be fun on paper. But I just know Paul Levesque's booking. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree than Vincent Kennedy. It really doesn't. A lot of people give him so much more credit. If Vince just took off the handcuffs, Paul Levesque would show you how good he is. He's been taking off the fucking handcuffs. I'm not saying Vince doesn't have a blueprint on it, but Paul Levesque is running the ship more now than ever. So it should, Ahmed. It's just not going to. King's Pokemon Empire 2-spot. Ever consider throwing your hat in as a writer? King's Pokemon Empire. I mean, I thought about it when I was doing amplified booking and people were getting pissed off because my booking was better than WWE's. And I was doing it by just using common sense and logic and using bare minimum resources, not asking them to spend more money or energy or time. Just logic, common sense, know your history, and create, have fun with the booking. And my shit was so fucking good that I had to stop doing it because I was depressing everybody. I would do my amplified preview of a pay-per-view. The pay-per-view would be put on, and afterwards, it would suck. So, no, and I would never want to work for Vince McMahon or Paul Levesque. Now, if they ever contacted BC and threw a bunch of money at me, if you think I'm not going to work for WWE with the right fucking price tag, and they're not telling me that I can have some of the keys to the kingdom as a writer, of course I would. I'd be lying to you, and I'm not going to do that if I said I would never work for WWE. Now, you didn't specifically label that as one company, by the way, but let's just say WWE. Now, if Tony Khan wanted help, absolutely. I think that's where he is struggling. He needs real help, and I just don't know if Bryan Danielson is enough. King's Pokemon Empire salute. Derek Fleming Jr., 2-spot coffee. Elite apologist blaming the crowd for last night. Yeah, and I'll be the first to say, Derek Fleming Jr., the crowd was off the whole night, but Tony Khan didn't really give them much of a reason to really ignite their asses out of their seats. I think Tony Khan thought it was just going to be a fired up AEW crowd just because it's AEW. Not the case. Jeremy Harris, 5-spot coffee. What up, BC? What up, Jeremy Harris? Just showing some love and support. I finally get a chance to catch you live. Keep up the good work, man. Stay amplified and salute. Jeremy Harris. I appreciate those words, man. I always love when you guys are able to catch me when you're not able to usually. And I really appreciate every single word in that super chat, Jeremy Harris. That does not go without any respect coming right back to you, dude. Salute. Jeremy Harris. Legend of Fold 101 with a 10-spot, couple of coffees. BC, I hope you're good, man. I'm about to go to sleep as I am from the UK, but I had to say something about my wife, Asuka, who is the champ. You love to see it. Oh, salute to Asuka, no doubt. My problem with that is that that was a WrestleMania moment, especially with Pyro as a heel. She's a heel, and she gets Pyro, and they're acting like this is a big deal. then why didn't you do this at Mania? Just so Belair can have some stupid record and then lose it at a BC leveled pay-per-view during the middle of a Saturday afternoon in Saudi Arabia? That's where you drop Bianca Belair's long title reign? That's where you give Asuka the nod? I'm pissed off at the botched Paul Levesque, Pinocchio, Schnoz McGee booking from the fucking jump. If you can redo Sunday, April 2nd, if anybody could have a do-over like Groundhog Day, you ever see the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray? He relives the same day every fucking day. It's a good movie. Go check it out. If anybody can relive Sunday, April 2nd, I would hope it would be Paul Levesque, Schnoz McGee, and redo most of the decisions he made Sunday night, April 2nd. Legend of Fold 101 with another 10 spots says, BC, you inspired me. I'm going to make a vid about women in wrestling. Bicep posing with no damn muscle. It is the worst. You are 100% right. I'm just saying, be proud of, if you think you're getting gains, awesome. But if your shtick in front of the camera is to give me a bicep pose, like you got something rocking, right? Then I hope you got something rocking. All these females, they do the same thing. They do a bicep pose, and I don't see any fucking bicep that's even forming. It doesn't even look like a mosquito bit them. Now, Jordynne Grace. Does anybody in the chat know who Jordynne Grace is from Impact Wrestling? I think she's taking off, actually, if she hasn't already. I think she's going to take some time off, she said. But if you ever seen, like, Jordynne Grace, or even some of the poses with, like, Rhea Ripley, there's some females that they are fucking working out to the point where you see a mountain forming. Jordynne Grace has much more than a mountain, by the way. She's got mountains, and I'm not just talking about up here. In fact, that's another story. I'm not even going to go there. But there's some females that absolutely, guys, jacked up. But too many females are just doing Dana Brooke, who is very heavy in the gym, by the way. She really hits the gym heavy and does her workouts. But, like, I mean, if that's going to be a part of your thing, man, just make sure it's massive, you know what I mean? Otherwise, I don't know what you're showing me an arm. You're doing a weird thing with your arm. What are you showing me? A Legend of Fold 101. Too funny, man. How did Raw kick off, guys? It started 5 minutes ago. Lately, this is how we've been watching Raw. I've been live with you guys. Somebody in the chat, let me know what's up with Raw. Like last Monday, it was Paul Heyman from SmackDown starting the show. First, Cody got beat up with a beer keg. Dave Mealy, 5-spot coffee. With the way things are going, you will need to take your notes on a piece of toilet paper. LOL. That's funny, Dave. That should have been a shtick. If you didn't say that, I wish I thought of that. I would start my next Raw live stream with notes on a fucking toilet paper and say that this is the shit we watched last night. Dave, thanks for the fucking idea. I might do that one day if it gets bad enough. Too funny. Colin, 2-spot. Struggle in adversity at the end of the stream. Red team, go! Colin, Colin, I saw your 4-month membership before the stream went live. I'm not able to see the actual quote anymore because once we go live, for some reason, it erases it on my screen. I have no idea. But Colin, I appreciate the membership, man. 4-month membership by Colin. That is badass. Pyro and streamers for Sethington Rollins. Okay, so we're doing a Sethington. Seth's pants are ripped. So Sethington is starting the show, just doing his little parade world tour that he won the fucking championship. Awesome. I cannot get excited about it. I hope I am. I hope they have a plan for this title reign. I hope it becomes less of a participation trophy in the future. I hope I give a fuck about Sethington and the title. I don't care about Sethington just because everybody sings his song. Fuck that shit. I don't care about his stupid, silly Disney sing-along. In fact, I usually mute that shit. I think I got all the fucking super chats, guys. I was going to do a total rundown of all my channel members. I really wanted to do that, man. Because this is a channel member gold card live chat. And we're already 8 minutes into Raw. I really have to do my notes for you guys. I'm going to give a full roll call of every single one of my AMP unit members, every one of my gold card AMP unit members, a full roll call either in tomorrow or Wednesday's Amped Up podcast. But there will be a full roll call, man. I have an updated list of all my current channel members. And every single one of you guys are going to get a fucking shout out, man. I have not done that in a fucking while. Dave Mealy's going to end this thing with a 2-spot. It's now Seth Ripped Pants Rollins. Did he really rip his pants? Was it like just an accident? That's funny. James Shrimp Fajitas, I appreciate that, man. It's my gold team that helps make it fucking really damn good. Jer9, thank you, brother. You know that. Sir Charles, gold status, man. Sir Charles, I appreciate you, man. DeMonte Ty Drew, dude, appreciate you. Sheriff Rivers, James Miller, Robert Hurt, Jonathan S., Santivia Major, Dwayne Piazza. Oh, man, so many gold card members were able to catch this gold card live chat. D. Carre was up in here. D. Carre, Mr. Big 200, God Swilla. I know I got pile driver finisher Mike Holdren. What up, Mike? Colin, of course. Chaos, C-A-K, Chaos. James Miller. Christopher Blackshear. Sir Charles, again, for those just tuning in, man, Sir Charles is the new channel member of the week through the auto generator, man. Pimp Jesus. Anthony Bowley was up in this bitch. Jeremy Harris. Salute Jeremy Harris. Jane Donnelly. What up, Jane? Willard Bayless. Buggy. Fuck yeah, man. Are they hey, Santivia Major, are they piping in You Deserve It chants? I don't doubt it with this fucking Paul Levesque production. Jimmy Fingers 19. Jimmy Fingers 19 threw in a coffee 519 spot. But BC, imagine dropping 50 on a pay-per-view and your big surprise run-in is take a shitter. Jimmy Fingers 19. I was just saying that when I ran over the quick review of Double or Nothing. I can't believe that people paid $60 and the big finish was the run-in heel turn of take a shitter. Jimmy Fingers 19. If that's not a botch, I don't know what the fuck is. Salute Jimmy Fingers 19. And Big Nang is going to take us out of the stream with a 2-spot coffee. Missed this stream again. Damn you, struggle in adversity. Big Nang, if you keep missing these, you'll build up enough struggle in adversity that eventually you're going to earn your way back into the fucking chat and watching BC Live. You will eventually earn it the more you keep missing them. Struggle in adversity, Big Nang. That's what the wrestling fans say we need more of. Fuck out of here. Big Nang, I appreciate you, brother. Too funny. All right, guys. AJ Styles is coming out. Why? He's part of SmackDown. Why is he even there on Raw? You didn't win the title. You weren't even a part of Raw anyway. If you want to say congratulations to Seth, send it in a video package. Send him a telegram, an Instagram, a fucking email. Send him a fucking a tweeter. TikTok him. You guys are telling me AJ. Guys, I have to go do my notes on this. I'm going to rip this shit apart tomorrow. I'm telling you right now. I hope it gets better. Everything you guys are telling me right now, I'm going to rip this shit apart. I'm going right now to double fist some more. I'm getting some new coffees. I'm going to down the rest of this, get a couple new ones. I'm going to get my notepad and a pen. I'm not going to do this on the computer and type my fucking fingers off. I'm going to get an old school notepad and a pen, and I'm going to deliver one of the most scathing fucking reviews tomorrow if Paul Levesque doesn't bring this post Night of Champions show alive to life. You either come out with a good product tonight or you can fuck off, Pinocchio Schnoz McGee. Guys, Jack Brewer, gold team. Jack Brewer was one of the first people ever to put in a membership to the channel, man, and earn his gold card. Jack Brewer is going to take us off the air with a 5-spot super chat coffee. Sending you a coffee, BC. At work now, we'll catch the stream later. Gave the like button a Macho Man elbow, yeah. I forgot to even mention the like button, man. Thank goodness almost 250 of you guys Smash that shit, man. Awesome. I appreciate you guys big time. Jack Brewer, smash it out at work. Even at work, Jack is showing the love and appreciation to the channel. Man, you got to know that's right back to you, Jack. I appreciate the membership. The coffee on top is the cherry on top, man. I appreciate you. And thanks for sending us off the air the right way, Jack Brewer, man. Man, I love getting the gold team together, man, and shooting the shit like this, man. Narrowing down the amplified unit a little bit so we can really discuss things a little bit more vividly. I can see the fucking names that really put the channel on their back more than most. So it's my chance to say thank you guys a little bit more in a vivid way. So every single gold card member that was able to catch us live, salute to you guys, man. And I know I don't give that much time as a warning that I'm going live. So I know a lot of gold card members will watch this over the next 24 hours. To those of you gold card members that were not able to catch us live, salute to you guys, man. Smash the up and just know you guys were with us in spirit, man. The whole gold team, one way or the other, was with us. I'm sorry you guys weren't able to catch this live. All right, guys, I'm going to go do my notes. I'm going to rip this shit apart if need be. Come on back tomorrow, please. Because this is where you're going to find the most honest review of this shit. BC saying check you. Until next time, and there will be a next time. Salute.